What's going around each week, we bring in a local medical provider to find out what kind of issues they are having today. And back with us is Katarine Enos from Family Medicine in Five Forks. And it's something we talked about over and over for the last several weeks, the flu. So what are you guys seeing right now in your clinic, and what are you hearing from colleagues around the upstate?
So several cases of the flu, both strains that we've been seeing, both A and B, as well as a ton of other respiratory viruses that we don't necessarily have tests for. A lot of similar symptoms, just it's the time of year for that kind of stuff.
And you hear people talk about, oh, I had type A or type B. Some people actually don't even know what that is. You hear different stories. Can you kind of just, in a nutshell, talk about each one of those, kind of the difference in them?
Yeah, in terms of symptoms, they're pretty identical. Different strains of the flu go around, and that's the form of testing that we have available. In terms of symptoms, cough, cold, congestion, fevers, body aches, all the good stuff can really be experienced with either strain.
Is one worse than the other?
Not necessarily. People experience them differently, so it depends.
And one thing people talk about is the flu shot. Some people have gotten it, some people have not gotten it. Is it too late to get the flu shot at this point in the season?
Definitely not. Flu is still going around rampantly, so you always want to protect yourself. Flu vaccine, we do our best to anticipate the strains around to try to protect you against it. But even if you've had one strain of the flu already, getting the vaccine is still a good idea to protect you from contracting the other strain.
A lot of people say, well, it's not going to prevent me all, some people have that argument, but people that do get it, they say it maybe lessens the effects of the flu on them. Is that kind of what the flu shot is about?
Yeah, CDC does recommend everybody above the age of 6 months get a flu vaccine. It may not necessarily be 100%, but typically people who contract the flu after having the vaccine are not quite as sick as if they hadn't. And
we've seen that up in Buncombe County, not so much in the upstate. They've already had 3 deaths. We know a teenager, healthy, she was a cheerleader there, and died from the flu. So, that's the thing people don't realize, that it can lead to symptoms or complications that can turn deadly.
Absolutely. Pneumonia, meningitis, those are the more severe forms of what can go around after the flu. But scary thing about viruses is we don't have medications that necessarily cure it or make it go away, which is why it's so important to be preventative about it.
And we're almost out of time, but just quickly, at what point do people need to come in and see you guys when they start feeling rough like that?
Generally within 24 to 48 hours of having fevers and things like that. We want people to get tested so they know to protect the people around them.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming back in. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Hopefully this flu gets out of here soon. All right, Tori, back to you.
Sounds good.